Hey, this is Tim with the Vintage Airstream podcast. I'm going to try to do a little video for installing a Micro Air Easy Start. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, this is a Micro Air Easy Start. It is an easy start for an air conditioner. This one's for my Dometic Penguin. They have different models you can see on here. So when you go to their website, microair.net, you can punch in what kind of air conditioner you have, like mine's a Dometic Penguin, and then it'll tell you which easy start to get. And what this does is it makes the air conditioner a lot easier to power up when it first comes on, because they draw a lot of power because of the compressor. Because you hear like a thunk, like mine does, and this will greatly lower that. And it's supposed to prolong the life of the air conditioner compressor because it doesn't have that giant inrush of current. It's got some microchip technology in here where it actually learns what your individual compressor needs to have it ramp up. And one of the main uses that people use these for is so they can reliably have their air conditioner start up when using a generator. I don't have a generator. I don't really use that, but I just want to try it and check it out and let you guys see how it is. So it does require getting up on top of the trailer to install it, and there's a lot of high voltage stuff going on. Um, so, proceed with caution. If you're not good with stuff like that, then certainly reach out and hire somebody to do it. But I'm not really going to do a step-by-step. I'll just kind of show you as the process goes. So anyway, I'm going to actually turn on the air conditioner next and see how it sounds, and then we'll do it after. Okay, this is their easy, what's the name of this thing? Their easy thermostat. It's really nice. It's like a touch screen, connects to your Wi-Fi, and gets the local weather. Here's like the outside. That's the inside. It gets the local weather, I think here. You can see the local weather information. And it's sunny. Here's the outside weather. So it's 100 degrees outside. And I turned it on about 2.5 minutes ago. So it usually takes 3 minutes before it starts up, which is just okay. Actually, it wasn't too bad. It just it's generally because I have good power here. So that's the before. We may not even notice an after, but we'll do it. Okay, well, there's the top of the Dometic Penguin. This is a 15,000 BTU heat pump. So I've shown you guys before. This is how I get on my trailer. I use my pool noodle. That's using your noodle. And I have this old ladder. And I'll just go up and show you what I've got the cover off. Ouch. And what that looks like. Okay. So here's the 15K Dometic BTU. If you're wondering how the flexible panels, Go Solar panels look, they don't look all that great. That'll be another story. So this had a cover on it. I took the cover off so I could access the wires, and this is the start run capacitor, which holds voltage even after the trailer is unplugged. So yeah, this is why if you don't know what you're doing, don't do this. Have someone else do it for you. It has some experience. So this is the PTC. I forget exactly, but that's what went bad in Florida, and I had to install that on the fly. if you guys remember that story. So I understand that the unit is pretty big. It's going to mount on that far side there, on the back side of that plate, I believe. And then the wires are going to follow these and then come into these wires here. I'm going to loop up over the motor, tie strap to that. And then they're going to come in here, probably in through that, in through that hole there. And then you got to disconnect some and add some. So I'm going to dig into the instructions. Okay, so here we are with the Easy Start mounted. It's just mounted to this panel right here, which is plastic, and per the instructions, permanent double sticky tape, 3M. So that's, I just cleaned it with some alcohol and then stuck it on there. I took a picture of my serial number. And then there's a hole here in this little wall with existing wires from the compressor. So this is the compressor. This is the cap protecting you from touching the wires here. And these are the multicolored wires that we're going to be tapping into in that electrical box on the other side. So you got to mount the Easy Start with the cable on the bottom, because this is a weatherproof box. It's going to be under the air conditioner anyway, but it's waterproof box. But you need to have the cable come out the bottom. And that hole, I didn't have to do anything. It was big enough to fit the cable through. And then I'm going to tie that cable, the Easy Start one, a gray one, up along the same path. I'm not going to do it yet, though, because I need to identify those wires that are coming from the compressor. So I want to be able to yank on them and verify which ones. And then when I'm done with that, I'll tie it up there nicely. So the next step is to go on the other side and get that cable into that box over there. So I'll have to see how I have to do that. All right, so here we are so far. So again, the purpose of this video is just to kind of show you the basic big steps of getting this installed. I'm not going to show you how to hook up each and every wire because every air conditioner is going to be different, have different instructions, and it might just confuse you trying to follow exactly what I'm doing. So I'm not putting that in the video. If you're not comfortable around high voltage electricity, then definitely seek some help. You could reach out to Micro Air, their support line, and ask them questions, or ask if they have a installer network to help you get through it. Okay, here we are wired up. Before I put this cover back on, I wanted to show you how it turned out. So turns out that spot, that wall right there, that's where they probably prefer you mount the Easy Start, but mine has wires coming through it, so that's why I picked back there. It's kind of in front of the fan, but I don't think it'll, I don't know. Hopefully it won't cause too much of a problem. I did put some more butyl tape around that because that's supposed to be like an air tight area. That's why you have this foam that I crammed down here. This foam will go back on there. And there's foam on the inside of the cover. Anyway, just follow the instructions very, very closely, one wire at a time. I ended up going with these Wago connectors. They're just little snaps. You lift these orange pieces up 90 degrees, and then you put the wire in. And they're supposed to be to code and everything. I just figured that would be a lot easier than crimping a bunch of connectors. And you only really needed, if you don't have a heat pump, you only needed one 3-way for this connection here. But since I had a heat pump, there's a built-in starting capacitor down at the bottom. This is what went bad. This PTCR when I was in Florida, so I put this heavy-duty one. So that's all out of the circuit now. Just tied up the wires here, taped them off. And then the extra wire that when you have a heat pump with the reversing valve, the black wire from the original start capacitor has to also go to the common on the run capacitor. So luckily I had the 3 Wago here, so that turned out nice. Otherwise, yeah, so like this one I'm just using 2, so that's okay, nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to fold these down, and then I'll put the cover back on, and that'll be it. So not too hard. Just be very, very careful. Follow the instructions. Call them for help. I know most of their customers do their own installs, but it can be a little overwhelming. I did tie the wire up across there, so it should be good. And anyway, let me finish up here and start it up. Okay, here we are back inside. The coach is all powered up and turned on the thermostat here. It does take 3 minutes to start, which is normal. It allows the compressor to equalize or something. I'm not an AC guy, but I think that's what it does. And I got another minute here before we turn on. So hopefully, just going to turn on, and we're going to feel cold air. Now, with the easy start instructions, you have to go through the cycle 3 times while it learns the actual startup nature of the individual compressor that in your air conditioner. So I have to go through this procedure 3 times, which means let it start, let it run, turn it off, then wait the 3 minutes and turn it on, and let it run, blow cold, turn it off, and repeat 5 times. There it goes. So the 5th time is when it's done. That's when it knows your characteristics of your compressor, and you get that startup, that low startup. The other hack too is to do this. I don't know why I never did this in the beginning, but that creates a airflow into the back of the Airstream, so that's super important. Okay, I got cold air, so I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to do my 3-minute timer and do it again. While it's doing that, I'm going to go put the top on. Okay, lid's back on. Should start up here in a minute. I did want to caution you that this is hopefully you can hear me. Sitting out in the sun all the time for years, that top could be really brittle. So be extra careful. That's why I even set it inside on the couch. I didn't want it to blow over. Don't bend the sides or anything. Just be super careful. And this here, see how wide that screw is there? Make sure you have wide ones. And if you don't, at least put some large fender washers on. Because a regular screw just puts too much pressure on that plastic and that'll bust the hole there. So it's nice with these wide ones that came on this one. But if you don't, back them out, put some panhead screws in, and some fender washers. Alright, let's go back down and close this video out. I got 3 more cycles. Alrighty, let's close it out here. So I ran the cycles 5 times, and so the easy start's completely learned. Now if you do remove the easy start and put on a different rig, there's a way to reset that learning process. Some pins you have to do. They do have a newer one that has Bluetooth built in. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much extra it costs. It just lets you see like the learning process, the learning cycle, and some of the inrush current things. There's not really anything to do with it after that, so I don't know that I would spring for that. In any case, let's see, we got about 2 minutes for the compressor will kick on. I will try and be quiet and let us hear what that sounds like. So again, with I'll link a video that Easy Start Micro Air did at a show where they had a Dometic hooked up and with a meter, and the inrush current was 50 amps to get the compressor going. And it's such a spike that it's okay on a 30 amp circuit. It doesn't blow your breaker because it's really quick, but it needs that 30 amps, or excuse me, that 50 amps, depending on how big. your air conditioner is. It was probably a 13.5, which is the common. When they turned on the Easy Start, though, it only drew about 4.5 amps. So 50 down to 4.5. And then it kicked on, after the compressor, it kicked on the fans, which brought it to the normal running amperage of 14.5, which is fine because it's a 20 amp circuit. That's what it's normally going to need. So that's fine. So the idea is that you can use a 2000 watt generator or 2000 watt inverter if it's continuous duty to run your air. 50 more seconds here. Let's see. It's a 3-minute delay. Oh. Yeah, see, that was super quiet, which is nice because when you're sleeping, if it's hot, or for me, it's also my heater, I can hear that compressor do that grinding burn sometimes, especially if the voltage is lower. I got good power here at my house, but at a campground the voltage is lower, it's going to even draw more current. So this will really help with that as well. The reason I'm going to like it is because on my trailer I have a microwave and an electric water heater, and I learned right away that if I had the air on and ran both of those appliances, like have the water heater on, then the 30 amp would blow. So I heard, since the Easy Start brings the inrush current down so low, I shouldn't have to worry about that. So I'm going to experiment with that when we go camping in October. We're going to go to the Airstream Rally. So I will experiment with that, and I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, if you're good with electrical stuff, following instructions, you could reach out to Microair. If you have questions, they do have instructions for just about every model. If you're comfortable around electricity, or have a friend or electrician or something, then yeah, you can do it yourself. Otherwise, reach out to Microair. They probably have dealers or something that can help put it in. If you have 2 air conditioners on your rig, you probably should get one on each of them. I forget the cost. They sent this one to me to review. Yeah, just go to their website, micro-air.com. So micro-air.com. And yeah, check it out. I don't know, it took me a couple hours, I guess. I had to go to the store and get a bushing. Oh, the bushing. The original bushing that goes through that electrical box is too small for all the additional wires, so you have to get a split bushing, which they have in their little kit. I didn't use their kit, so I just had to go to the hardware store. It was like 50 cents, just a plastic bushing. Then you just cut it with some snips, and then you could fit it around the wires, and you could push it back in the hole. That way all the wires are protected in there. If you go back to the video, you'll see that there's a bushing there. All right, otherwise they have a little install kit. If you want to swing for that, pick that up, and it should cover you. Okay, that's about it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. At least get introduced to the Easy Start and what it can do for you. And until next time, we'll see you down the road.